This video is to explain some word problems with fraction, multiplication, and division. I'm going to use some of the same problems that you may see, but keep in mind the numbers have been changed, so the answers to the problems that you may see will be different. Let's read and look at the first problem. Alejandro has gone to school 5/7 of the last 42 days. Which expression can be used to determine the number of days Alejandro has gone to school? So the answer choices would be expressions that show you what operation you need to do for this problem. The key word here is when you go up and look at Alejandro has gone to school 5/7 of the last 42 days. That means that he hasn't gone to school all 42 days. He's only gone to school part of those 42 days, and we're trying to figure out what part of 42 is 5/7. 5/7 is what part of 42. Of is a common keyword that represents multiplication. That doesn't mean every time you see the word of in the problem, anywhere in the problem, then it's going to be multiplication. You have to be careful with the context of the problem. So here, to solve this problem, the word of does mean multiply because we're trying to figure out a part of a whole. A part of a whole would mean to take the part and multiply by the whole. So the way I would do this is I would multiply 5/7 times 42. Now you also have to keep in mind that multiplication is commutative, meaning that the order in which they write the numbers doesn't matter. So they may write 5/7 times 42 to represent the expression, and that is the same expression as 42 times 5/7. This is how I would solve to figure out how many days Alejandro has went to school. We would put our whole number over 1 and we would multiply straight across. We could do 42 times 5 and then divide by 7. I like to simplify first. Since the numbers across from each other are both divisible by 7, I'm going to divide by 7. And then I'm left with 6 times 5, which is 30, and 1 times 1, which is 1. 30 divided by 1 is 30. So the answer would be Alejandro has went to school for 30 days, and the expression would either be 5/7 times 42 or 42 times 5/7. Let's look at another problem. Carrie needs to determine the number of tiles that will fit in each row along the back of the shower. So already I read that we're going to have something fitting together to make up a total. If the back of the shower measures 9 feet long and each tile is 2/3 of a foot, which equation shows how to determine the number of tiles that will fit in each row? Think about drawing a picture. We have the back of a tile, the back of the shower, is 9 feet. So the total distance that we have is 9 feet. Well, we are going to take a tile and we're going to put a tile along the back of the shower, and that tile measures 2/3 of a foot. So we're going to do this over and over and over, and we want to see how many tiles can we fit in a 9-foot total section. So in this problem, the word each tile tells me that I'm taking a total and I'm breaking it up into pieces. That's what operation? That is division. We want to take the total amount, 9 feet, and we want to divide it by 2/3 to see how many of these 2/3 pieces will fit into a length of 9 feet. Division is not like multiplication, meaning you cannot switch the order. The order has to be the total length that we have divided by the amount of each piece. And you learned that division, to divide, we multiply by the reciprocal. So we have 9 divided by 2/3, which is the same as 9 over 1, times, and the reciprocal of 2/3 means that you're going to flip the 3 and the 2, and then we multiply straight across. 27 over 2, and 27 divided by 2 is 13 1/2. So we could fit 13 1/2 tiles in that 9-foot section. Let's look at another example.